Good morning, church. My name is Emmanuel Bamidele, and I'll be taking the focus on the cross for today. It's titled, On the Road to Damascus. And it came to pass that as I made my journey and was come near unto Damascus, about noon, suddenly there shone from heaven a great light round about me. Acts 22, verse 6. It is popularly said that the two most important days in your life is the day you're born and the day you find out why. Everyone that God has ever called must go through a turning point experience. It's the point in one's life that marks the end of the mundane and the beginning of their destiny. This is known as the Kairos moment. For Moses, it was at the burning bush. For Peter, it was on a fishing boat. And for Paul, it was on the road to Damascus. The road to Damascus is more than just a geographical location. It's a phenomenon where divinity intersects with humanity. It's the point of encounters. It's a point where lives are transformed. Paul went from someone who was chasing down Christ's followers to being one of the most pronounced voices in the New Testament, leading the propagation of the gospel from Jerusalem to Asia and the rest of the world. This is what an encounter with God can do. His life took a complete turnaround on that road to Damascus. How exactly did this happen? Exposure to great light. Acts 22 verse 8 confirms that Jesus is that great light. Nobody truly encounters Jesus and remains the same. Jesus turned Peter from an angry and cowardly man to a courageous pillar and rock. Jesus turned a thief into a first-class ticket holder to heaven. Jesus turned Paul from a Jewish fanatic to a soldier of Christ sent to the Gentiles. Jesus is still in the business of turning lives around. In fact, he specializes in calling the unqualified and making them qualified. However, we also have a role to play in our transformation. Our response to his call is crucial to the capacity to which we will be used by God. Matthew 8:21 details another disciple's response to Jesus' call. He said, "Let me first go and bury my father." While Acts 22 verse 10 highlights Paul's response, "What shall I do, Lord?" Do you see the difference? Just like Paul, many of us may have spent all our lives around God, having a sense of theology, maybe even born in a Christian household, and even attending weekly church services. But we may not truly have encountered that great light. It's evident, especially in the younger generation, that many of us practice Christianity as an every Sunday cultural activity. Many of us have godly parents, faithful fathers, and ever-praying mothers. As beautiful as it is, their faith cannot save you. Just like Eli in the Bible, his faith could not save his children. We must have a personal encounter with Jesus, where he begins to prune us, wash us, and ultimately transform our lives. To some of us who have already been saved, just like Bro Bukumi said last Sunday, this is our call to press. We must press further. You see, it's easy for complacency and lasciviousness to creep into our faith. But like John, Jesus is calling us to come up hither. After many years of being powerfully used by God, Paul still kept his hunger. He said something remarkable in Philippians 3 verse 10, that I may know him. Now I ask, how much do you know of Jesus? Have you had an encounter with that great light? How is that light reflected in the life that you live? There must be a transformation of our lives, beliefs, and even goals. We must desire nothing but to be a channel of reflection for Jesus. That is true Christianity and an evidence that we have been on that road to Damascus. Thank you.